Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, all powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, the right choice, winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State Awards. And right now we have from Cumberland Valley School of Music, Executive Director Heather McGendry. Heather, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
There are a lot of people who may not have heard of the Cumberland Valley School of Music, but before a few years ago, I was one of those folks. And I have no idea why I didn't know about this, because when I was growing up, I played saxophone, not long, okay, mind you, but maybe it's because I didn't have the Cumberland Valley School of Music. So take us through the genesis of the School of Music and how we got to where we are today.
Fantastic. So we have a 35-year history here in the Cumberland Valley with bringing music instruction to everyone. It started with a couple of music teachers in the area who were teaching out of their living rooms and felt they wanted more of a community, a way for the teachers and the students to come together and create music for everyone. So they got together, they got a few other teachers who had the same vision, and the school was launched in 1990, and we're still going strong.
It's hard to believe that 35 years is 1990.
I know many of us think it's, it can't be that far.
That is just, this started out depressing. It's making me feel a heck of a lot older. So where is the physical location of Cumberland Valley School of Music?
The first and primary location that we have is on the Wilson College campus. We rent 2 floors of Thompson Hall from the college, but we also have multiple satellite locations throughout the area to make sure that everybody has a way to get to us and to experience music with us.
Music is obviously a wonderful expression there may be some children or some people who are shy, and the music, playing an instrument is a great way to get that out. I did not have the shy problem when I was growing up, but I do love music, and I always wanted to play the piano and took a few piano lessons, and the teacher, I was more, I don't want to say this, I liked the teacher more than I liked learning, if that makes sense. I still learned, but when he left, and he was our director for our choir in church, when he left, my desire kind of just, waned off, because he was just this wonderful guy. And I'm sure you can understand that because of the teachers, instructors at Cumberland Valley School of Music. People who are musically inclined, don't you find that they're far more approachable, open, eager? You probably know the adjectives that I'm looking for, don't you?
Absolutely. There's a creative aspect that is unlocked in your brain when you're doing anything in the arts. Yeah. Including music,
right,
which then bleeds over into every aspect of your life. It's just a different way of looking at the world.
Yeah.
And you're right, many times they're just more approachable. They have different problem-solving skills because they've had to do that with music to figure out how to play it.
Yeah. Now, when I was growing up, we would always hear over the years about music programs in school being cut. And obviously, Cumberland Valley School of Music is not beholden to a public school system, but is that still something that is, I don't want to say threatened, but it's the only word I can think of right now, that is always kind of on the table every year? Is it still, because it seemed like it was always talked about, well, we're probably going to need to cut the music programs, or, there goes art, something like that. Is that still happening today?
It does. It rotates through different school districts in our area. So every couple years there is a school district where they're looking at their budgets and talking through. Many times we have parent groups who will step up and be very vocal about the importance of the program, and usually there's a way to come around that. We've had instances where perhaps a district did drop their music program for a year or two, where we have partnered then with the school district for us as Cumberland Valley School of Music to come in and provide music and help them get their program back.
Kind of bridge the gap.
Yes, so we don't come in as a permanent solution. We're just like, we realize the importance of this. While you figure out your budget, we're going to help you, and then we want you back on track. We see ourselves as a supplement to school music programs. We want to bolster them, but at the same time, we are providing resources for people perhaps who aren't in the school. So younger than kindergarten, older than 18, homeschool that come in to see us. We have all ages, from newborn through senior citizens, that come and participate in our programs.
Now, when it says School of Music, is that relegated only to instruments?
How so? Can you explain a little more?
For instance, we always hear your voice is an instrument.
Yes.
So is it also voice coaching, things of that nature?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we say we have everything from accordion to xylophone.
Okay.
If we could get a zither teacher, we could get all the way to Z, but we don't have that yet.
Do you have a dulcimer?
We do teach
There you go.
dulcimer.
I love it. Okay,
it's
fine.
amazing. So voice is included in that. We even have a teacher who does voice over for those who are looking at doing, radio spots and things like that with voiceover. So we do think about all the different ways of creating music or using your voice in different ways. And it never hurts to reach out to us and let us know what you're looking for. There was only one time we have not been able to connect someone to a teacher.
Okay.
I've received a phone call from a gentleman who found a rare instrument in a closet. It was a chromonica.
Okay.
It's
I know
similar.
harmonica.
Yes, so harmonicas are in a specific key. So you get a harmonica in C, a harmonica in F. A chromonica can play all the keys. He found it, wanted to know if he could get lessons. We had nobody who had experience. But that's, again, very rare. Most other cases, you mentioned dulcimer. Yes, we have a teacher who can instruct you on dulcimer.
That's my teacher. The only reason I know what a dulcimer is I had a high school history teacher, Mr. Priest at South Hagerstown High School, who he brought in the dulcimer at one point and played it and sang some tunes. He sang stuff like they would sing in the Civil War.
Yes.
Those types of tunes. It was wonderful, and it was amazing when you there again. Music connects. How many times when I was a kid, and I'm sure you can relate to this, that something musical would be happening in the school. They would bring someone in who played this instrument, or we had a harmonica when I was growing up. Somebody came in and played that. And, wow, that's so neat, and you're looking up at it, but he brought this dulcimer, and I'm like, what in the world is this?
Yes.
And it's a conversation starter.
Yes.
It's a connector. It bridges gaps, like you just said. Take us through some of the programs that you have that people may not know about. So I think there's the obvious things that are in people's minds, and I've pretty much touched on them right now. But what are the lesser knowns, but equally important?
Absolutely. As you mentioned, what most people think about with music instruction is individual lessons for elementary, middle school, high school age kids to come with their voice, with their flute, with their trumpet, and take their lessons. We have something down to newborns. So we provide music garden instruction, which is curriculums for newborns, toddlers, preschoolers, and their parents to come and make music.
How does that work? I'm very,
Sure.
very intrigued by that. First of all, I think it's amazing that you have it. I'm sure because you just bubble with it, and I'm so glad you do, and you have the passion for it. So take us through that for infants and toddlers.
Absolutely. So our class for infants and toddlers, the parent comes to class with the child. It could be a caregiver, grandparents, anybody can come along with them. And it's the idea of just experiencing music together. So we sing, we play, we dance, we use age-appropriate instruments, sticks, shakers, things like that.
Yeah.
And the idea is to just let the children be themselves and be musical and have fun. And as they get older, we start introducing musical concepts to them and start showing them what music looks like. And as they get into the elementary ages, then we can start introducing them to, okay, you've been learning these songs. This is how you play it on the piano.
Gotcha.
And it starts prepping them for then that constant, oh, now I want to play flute. Now I want to play the trumpet. And they can jump to that. We also have a thriving adult program where we have adults that can come and participate in an ensemble, an orchestra, a band, and play together with other people who have been playing, maybe returning because they haven't played since high school. They can take
Almost like
lessons with them.
networking almost.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, because there are many of us who go through our public education, play our instruments, and we leave and we think that's the end. And it isn't. You can still take lessons.
Or it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. You can take an ensemble. We are part of New Horizons International Music Association, and their task and what they want to do is make music accessible to senior citizens, those 50 and older. So we have a band, we have an orchestra that meets during the daytime for those who are 50 and older to come back to music, or if they've never done music, now's your turn.
Well, isn't there, I believe I saw before, there's some science to, as we age, music can help with memory and memory retention. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Our brains like routine and repetition. And unfortunately, routine and repetition makes our brain works a little slower at times. And so when you're participating in music, you're being introduced to new music. You're being introduced to new patterns and new ways of doing things. And so you're constantly getting your brain to make new connections and to keep functioning at a high level. Also, you're communicating with other people. So you're usually doing this in a group, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
As you get older, sometimes you start feeling very isolated, but now you know every week you're going to go out and you're going to make music with these other people who are like you.
Does the Cumberland Valley School of Music offer, and because I know you said that you will sometimes be supplemental to public school systems or certain schools, do you travel into any, say, assisted living homes, retirement homes? Do you do any of those branching out type things?
We do, mostly though it's not instruction. We will take perhaps our New Horizons band and they will go perform at many of these places. And of course that's also a way to invite them to come be a part of that program if they want to play as well.
What is your website, and what does the application structure, or how does that work? Is it just come up and knock on the door and say, hey, here's what I want to do?
That's an excellent question. And technically, yes, you could walk into one of our locations. Our Greencastle and our Chambersburg locations have people there. So you could walk in and say hi and say, this is what I'm looking for and what I'd like to do. Our website, cvsmusic.org, so Cumberland Valley School of Music, cvsmusic.org, is a great place to kind of get started if you're not sure what you want to do. On there, you can click on and see our brochure. It will list all of the group instruction we have. So those toddler classes I talked about. We even have guitar classes, piano classes. So if you just want to try it and see if you like it.
Love to do that.
Exactly. And so it's low risk. You come in, you try a few sessions with other like-minded people. You find out, oh, wow, I really do like this. Let's continue. Or you go, oh, not quite the instrument I was looking for. Maybe I'll try a different instrument, but I like this concept. So you can find all of the group instruction on there. On our website, you can find the biographies of all of our faculty members. So if you know kind of what you're looking for, you can read through that. And we have a form on our website that if you're interested in lessons, so you want to be matched one-to-one with a teacher, you fill in this form, it gives us some basic information, and our registrar will contact you after she gets that information to start matching you with a teacher and a time and a day and get you ready to go.
You know it's a legit school when registrar is a position.
It is a position, right? That's right. That is what she focuses on, is making sure our students and families are finding the best fit for their schedule and their life. Because sometimes we have families with multiple children. And if you can imagine your life, how many times you're trying to get one child to one place. So she does this magical job of getting families a succinct schedule. So sometimes they are only coming once a week for an hour and 4 kids are taking lessons. And it's incredible. So that's how we really try to service that, with having a registrar and having her focus on that connection with our families.
So I have one final question, and then what I'll do is I'll turn it back to you and see if there's anything that you would like to cover that we didn't get to cover. Obviously, you're privately funded. Are there anything as far as fundraisers that you do throughout the year? I know sometimes, even though privately funded, a little extra help is needed.
Well, we are a nonprofit 501c3, and although there is tuition that is being charged, it only covers about 65% of our operating costs. We also want to keep the costs down. We want it affordable. We want people to come. We offer scholarships for those who are like, hey, this doesn't quite fit my budget. Can you help? Yes, we can help. So outright donations are always welcome. There's a link on our website you can go to give, and you can give a donation if you want to. Well, we do fundraisers. Coming up in February, we have our annual dinner, dance, and auction. This year it's a little night music, a black and white ball. That one is more dress up. You get dinner, we have an auction, we have a live band, where there's dancing. It's a great time. We also do more low-key fundraisers. We have a St. Patrick's Day party at the Barrel House. So that one's just a Celtic band, Celtic dancers, Celtic food. Just come out and have a great time.
I think that's right up your alley, though.
Oh, yes.
With your name here.
Scotch-Irish name. Yes, it's a great time. And so that's a little more laid back. It's the Friday evening before St. Patrick's Day, so that's on our website. You'll be able to check out information. And later this spring, we're doing a family-friendly event called Musical Miles. It's a fun run and walk. We're going to have like a preschool triathlon where they can ride their little tricycles, do an obstacle course, do a run. Everybody gets a medal. Food trucks, music, the whole works.
That sounds great. Well, before I let you go, was there anything that you wanted to cover about Cumberland Valley School of Music that we didn't get to today?
Absolutely. Just because we're a music school, there's no deadline to sign up for instruction. Anytime you want to start, check us out.
Perfect.
We can get you started any time of the year, any day of the week.
So it's always open enrollment?
Always open enrollment. You got it.
Well, Heather, thank you so much for joining us on Let's Talk Tri-State
Thank
today.
you for having me.
We've been talking with Heather McKendry. She is the Executive Director of Cumberland Valley School of Music here on Let's Talk Tri-State. All powered by WellSpan, winner of the American Hospital Association's Quest for Quality Award, online at wellspan.org.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.